I'm Ruthie Dahle and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 5 easy hairstyles that you can do at home. So if you want to learn 5 easy hairstyles, then keep on watching. Now for this hairstyle, it doesn't matter if you have bangs or not. But you do need it side parted at some part of your hair. If you have bangs, it needs to be further back, obviously. But side parted is the best from the side, so that you have more on this side, because we're gonna flip all of the hair to this side, well, or the other side, depending on how you prefer it yourself. But we want to put it to one side, so we're basically going to have a hairstyle that looks like this, but it keeps in place all day. Even if you move around, even if there's wind outside, it will stay in place. And there's a little trick with that. So you have a rubber band like this one, preferably something that is exactly your hair color, as close to that as possible, or clear, or if you have light hair, and black if you have dark hair, because you want it to hide and be seamless in the back. So what we're gonna do is exactly this. We're gonna keep it to the side like this, but we are gonna secure it with the elastic band so that it stays all day, all night, no matter the wind, no matter anything really. So we're gonna just take a section towards the back. It doesn't have to be like super big or even, just because your actual hair is gonna cover that. Now I always angle it towards the back so that it meets underneath the hair, so that if you have your hair falling down like this, I angle it down towards, so that I have some of the hair that is exactly in the center back of my head, but on the lower side, like at the very bottom, so that I put that in with the ponytail, so that it is more secure and in the right place that I want it to be. Now I just take this to the side, and then I put this in a elastic, in a hairband, and I just remove it out of the way. So now that is out of the way, and I take the elastic on my fingers and I guide my hair towards the back, and I make it so that it looks nice and smooth from the side, because you want a low ponytail, but you want to bring it over to the other side, and you want to make it the ponytail from this side, just so that you have the proper direction of your hair. Now this part can be tricky for some people, depending on their flexibility and how knowledgeable they are about making hairstyles, if they're a beginner or not. And then I just simply push it in place, but not too much. I want it to be a little loose in the back, so that these sides are in its right place, but it is a little loose in the back, so it's movable, because hair is movable or has movements. And then you simply just put it over like this on the back. And that's why you want it to be not too much in the center, just because you want some hair to cover it in the back. And if you have trouble keeping it like this, you can pin it, or take a bigger section on this side of the hair. But I think this one just keeps it in place, so that I have the slick back half of my hair, and it keeps it quite natural in the back, but it keeps it in place, and that's the important part. And you can do this with curly hair, straight hair. For hairstyle number 2, we are going to be pulling our hair up and away from our faces into a really cute half up hairstyle, half updo. Now you can use normal hairbands or the elastic version. It depends on what you have and what your preferences are. You are going to need 2 from whatever you do decide, and I do I think you should have something that is either fun and playful with your outfit in that color, or something that goes nice with your hair, blends in basically. So for this one, you are going to be needing that, and you're going to be needing a comb divider thing, and you're going to be splitting your hair exactly down the middle. So I'm going to need a mirror for that. Now that we have done that, we are going to be taking the elastic that we want to use, accessible, and we're basically going to go from our ear diagonal to the top of our crown, and we're going to gather all hair on that side. We're basically making really small, we're making small pigtails. And then you secure it. When you find the height of it that you want, you secure it with the elastic or the headband. And the reason why I prefer a hairband over elastic is the fact that you get like a little ponytail, so you have more volume this way. If you want it to sit closer to your head, I do suggest that you use the elastic band and not the headband. And you do exactly the same on the other side. So you take by your hair and go diagonal to the top of your crown, and before you gather this one, you make sure that they finish about the same line in the back. It doesn't have to be like 100% correct, but you want it pretty even. You don't want one side to be too much bigger than the other. You want to look from the top to see if they fall from the same height as well as far back, because you want evenness. There you have it. 2 small ponytails. So for this third hairstyle, we're gonna do something similar to the last one, but we're gonna change it up a little bit. So we're gonna still need, this time you can use elastic bands, but I prefer not to. So I'm just gonna use a hairband. And we're gonna take at both sides of our hair and angle it up towards a crown. That's all we're gonna do. And we're gonna pull all of our hair back into a half pony. And you secure it with a hairband. Now for this one, you do want something that is very close to your hair color, just because of what we're going to be doing next. Now I know that you can leave it like this, and it's a cute half updo. that you can leave like this, but I do want to add a little bit of flair to it just because that's who I am. So I'm gonna be pulling out the headband a little bit, put my finger through what feels like the center, and I'm just gonna pull this down and through the hole that I created. So I'm putting my fingers in through the back so that my fingers are now up here, and I'm pushing the ponytail through and down, and that's, hold on. So you get something like this on the top. Now I do prefer to decorate this with flowers. I'm just gonna do a random color. Now you could have just put the flowers in so it looks like this from the back. Hold on. So the hair looks like this. Or you can put in a bow, and I will show you that one as well. So I like a long bow for this. Place it just above the hairband so that your hairstyle looks like this from the side and it looks like this from the back. It has that little twist detail right here which makes it super cute. Now for this fourth hairstyle, you are going to be needing two elastic bands again, preferably your same color, the same color as your hair. And we are going to divide our hair down the middle again, and it's a half updo. It's the one that I go to whenever I feel like I always do this when I'm in a hurry, but this one takes the longest, so I don't know why. But yeah, you divide your hair down the middle. Just gotta make sure. All the way through the back. Now this one is a little bit different, so I like to clip away the side that I'm not using if my bangs are misbehaving. But this time I think it's okay. So what we're gonna do is basically find our eyebrow arch, and we are taking that small section, literally a small section, and we're gonna start with that. So we're gonna do I don't know the name of the braid. It's kind of like something between a French braid and a waterfall braid. So we're gonna do this, divide it into 3 sections, and you just start braiding like you normally would, but now you only add here from the top, you don't add from the bottom. So basically as you're braiding, you only add from the top of your head. You don't add anything from the bottom. And you want it as tight as possible in the beginning, and then you want to be able to make a triangle with it so the widest part is in the back of your head. Now this one part is adjustable after you have finished braiding. Now when you come towards the back of your head, you want to make sure that you grab a straight line in the back of your crown, and then you just braid a little longer. not much longer, like a centimeter, 2 centimeters, like an inch or two. And you just keep braiding just a little bit longer. You take the elastic band and you secure it in place. Make sure you don't add any more hair to it so it gets all tangled. I like to tug on it just a little bit. Now I can fix this later depending on how it will look on that side. And then you do the same on the other side. So take a small section. It doesn't have to be like 100% the same towards the back as the other one, but it has to be the same width because that's going to be seen from the front. And you just start braiding and you only add hair from, like I said, the top. When you come towards the back, make sure it's at an even line as the last one, and you braid a little longer like you did before. Get the elastic band and secure. But make sure you get it at almost the same place as the other one, so the opposite side, just because it's going to make it more coherent. Make sure you don't get any extra hair. So, because you don't want to take too big of a section when braiding, because you want loose hair like this underneath your braid, because you want to be able to flip it like this. That's essentially what you want out of your braid. And that's exactly what it looks like in the end. Now, I have, like I said, bangs growing out, so don't mind these small pieces. Now we have come to the fifth and the last hairstyle, and for this one we're going to do a complete updo, so that for those warm summer days or those times that you want your hair up and away but you want to look really cute, this is the hairstyle you should try. So what you're going to want to do is, first you're going to have a headband like this. It has to be elastic, so it has to be flexible, and you're going to place it at the front of your head but not completely. So I want to say this is about 4 to 5 centimeters, like, I don't know, inches, 2, 3 inches. And then you want to have it at the back of your hair like this. So you want it to be just a slight bit tight, just because you want to keep it in place. Now mine is not that tight, so I'm gonna, as I'm making the hairstyle, I'm just gonna clip it in position. So you're just gonna put it on like a boho chic person, and just because my hair is so soft and doesn't want to stick in its place, I'm just gonna clip it for now in a few places just to keep it in place. That's why you want something that is a little more firm and it's gonna stick to your head basically. That's what you want. I'll do one more in front. Now you want your hair down the middle, just because it's going to make it, the division of the hair, a lot easier. So you want it down the middle, in the front and in the back, and you're just going to take, like, don't worry about it poofing up, you can fix that as you go. So you're going to take sections, like random sections, but big enough to make a visual impact. And then you pull just a little bit so it fluffs out, and then you just keep going and you take with you from the previous section what is left over. Poof it out a little, because you want the hair to be poofed out. You don't want to see the elastic band or the headband, you don't want to see that. Making sure that this gets laid as smooth as I want it. And I'm just pulling my finger up from underneath or below and then pulling it through. As easy as that. And then I keep pulling my hair down just because I want it not too fluffed on top. Like a little fluff I can do, but not too much. And you want to push it up a bit just because when you come to the end, especially if you have longer hair, you're going to have to keep twining it around, so that if you push it up already from here, it's going to look better in the back, basically. I need to remove this one. Now for now, I'm leaving it down in the back, but I'm making sure that it is split. And then I'm just going to start at the top, but I'm going to keep some of the pins or the clips in place until later, until I reach that point, just because I want to be able to keep the headband in place. If you feel like your hair is unraveling, just keep pushing it up and down, because that's gonna tighten the curl or the twist. Because I have layers, I'm gonna want to bobby pin a few of the hair pieces here, pieces in place, just because if not they're gonna fly out of its position. So I'm gonna take just bobby pins. Okay, so what it looks like in the back is like this. And now you can decorate this by putting flowers inside, making it like spring, summer, or something else in your hair. And it's really cute, really simple. Now if you want to smoothen this down even more, you can do that as you go. It's a lot harder to do after you have pinned and twisted everything in place. You kind of have to do that as you go. I do like it having a little bit of like not entirely smooth and flat, because I feel like it gives my hair a little bit more of a layered interest, if that makes sense. So that was all of the hairstyles, and if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want more content like this, then please hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!